Hello students, welcome back to another session of object-oriented programming. In this video, we are going to see object-oriented programming concepts. Let's discuss about encapsulation. Sometimes our objects expected to know one another or each other's. So encapsulation provides a technique for limiting the access or visibility of the object from one another. It is possible to restrict the fields and the methods of the accessibility among the classes that you are going to access. A special method can be written to decide how a data is going to be accessed or modified in the other classes. Accessibility can be limited as much as possible that we can do in our class level, so that object can be created and accessed accordingly. Now let's discuss about declaring a member variable. Variables are going to be declared in three different perspectives. Member variable in the class, they are used to call as a variable, or you can say as a fields. Variable in a method, or we can say code block, this can be called as a local variable. And another variable that can be declared in a method can be called it as parameters. So these are the three possibilities of declaring the variables. For example, here we have a variable that is public variable declared as a fields, or a class variable you can say. So this variable can be accessed in all other classes, not only in our class, in other classes also it is allowed to access. When you are looking into the fields, fields can have three components. It can have 0 or more modifiers. The modifier can be public, private, or the protected variables. So this is one point. The modifier is one point. Second is the field type. The data type of the fields can be declared, and followingly with the field name, that is an identifier for the variable. So we are going to see the bicycle class, which will have cadence, gear, and speed. All are declared as an integer type. That is a field type, and it will have access. Let me show that one. We have here cadence, gear, speed. All these variables are the names are the identifier, cadence, gear, speed, and this is a data type. Integer is a data type, and the modifier is a private here. Let me go back to the previous. The public keyword is access to any members, and it can be accessible in the class. Okay. If you are going to have public class, that class can be accessible to any other classes. For example, let's say here public class bicycle, which class can be accessible anywhere in the other classes or within in any other packages even. So let us discuss about the variable again, about the access specifier. So access specifier is the leftmost part of any field or the variable, which can have public modifier or private modifier. Public means can be accessible to all the classes available in the project. Private means within the class or its own class can be accessible. So most of the time we are going to have private variable as a member variable, which can have accessible to within the class or its own class. So for example, in our bicycle class, we have declared a private variable. So bicycle class can only have an accessible to the variable. No other classes cannot be accessed. But still there is a possibility of accessing this variable through any methods. For example, we have public methods which can be allowing to access or decides a value or assigns a value and access those values in the other classes through the public methods. Let's say here we have public variable get cadence all if you want to set the variable, there is a public void set garden. So to set the value, we are setting through this method, and to get the value, we are using the get method. So through this public method, we can able to assign the value as well as able to get the values through this public method. And coming to the point, the private variable here, garden, gear, speed, are the local variable, are the fields. And if you are going to declare any variable that is within the code block, this is actually a code block, is called a constructor. We are going to discuss in the future. So if you are going to declare any variable within the code block, that is called a local variable. You can say integer a is a local variable here in the bicycle constructor, and the parameter here, this is a local variable, and we have the parameter, this is parameter variable. So integer, set guidance, start speed, and start gear, these are all the parameters. So these are also a variable. So this is one type of variable, is a parameter, and within a code block, anything you are writing in, there is a local variable. Within a class you are writing in, this is a class level variable, or the fields, or the member variable, you can say. Now we come to the static members. Already we discussed in the previous videos about static members, and here we are discussing once again here. So static members are not usually tied with the class instance or the objects. So non-static member can be accessible by creating the object, but static member can be accessible by using the class name dot then method name. So need not to create an object for what you call static methods. So we can use static for any variable as well as for a method. For example, to declare a variable, we can say public static integer a. So this is a static variable. So either you can use a static after the modifier or before the modifier. Both are acceptable. So let's see one example here. We have mathUtil is a class name, and in which we have a static method, that is a public static int add. Add is the method which is returning a value, integer value, which has a parameter here, integer, two integer value a and b. So in this, just it is returning a value of adding up these two numbers. So this add method is actually a static method. So how are we going to call the static method? So for calling any static method, by using the class name, we will put the dot, then we can directly call the method. That means without creating the instance or creating an object, we can able to call the method. We have a variable here in the static demo, that is by integer public variable, that is integer b equal to 8. This is a public variable b. So this public variable, if you are going to call, for example, inside the static method, public static void main is a static method. So the public static void main method, if you are trying to call this b variable, that is a b is a static variable, non-static variable. So if you are trying to call inside the static method, it will not allow. So there you will find a compilation error. So meaning what? Non-static variable cannot be called inside the static method, or what do you call in the main method. Now we have to compare the static and non-static members. Static methods can only accessible to static data members, and static methods are within the same class, but not be accessible in the non-static method or non-static variable. And it can be call or change any static members data only within the static method. When you check with the non-static method can able to call static method as well as non-static members within the class or in any other class, able to change the data. That's the actual difference between these two. Let's say how we are going to create static method with the variable. So how do we going to call the class name? If you are going to call the method, for example, static mathUtil is a class name, get mathUtil is a method. How do we going to call our class name mathUtil dot our method name we are going to call. So that is the syntax class name dot method name. We are going to call for any to call any method. The same way we are going to use class name dot attribute or the variable name or the field name. In the same way we are going to call the static variable. So calling static variable is a class name dot method name. Calling static variable is class name dot variable name. And within the same class we are going to use directly, we can use the variable name or the attribute name. So if you are going to call in another classes, we have to say class name dot attribute name. The same way, if you are going to call within a class, you are calling the method mean, we can directly call the method. So this is an example for calling static variable. We have static double a equal to some value 8.25 here. How you are going to call mean? For example, if class the variable is declared in math class, math_util. So we say math_util dot our variable is a. So this is the value that we are calling. So for example, in a math class, all math class methods are static method. So pi is a variable that is already declared in the math class. So we can directly call math.pi. So we used it already. It's the same thing. So all math class variables are static method. So without creating an object for math class, we can directly call the variables or method. So pi is a variable that is already declared there. We are directly calling math.pi. Now we go to the object-oriented concept, that is constructor. Constructor is one of the concept in object-oriented technique. So what is the constructor is? It provides a special kind of method. Okay, constructor is a special kind of method. It is going to execute. It is going to create an object. It is going to initialize the value. Okay, it is going to initialize the value for any object. And whenever object is created, the constructor is automatically called. And the constructor name can be a same name of the class name. So same identifier we are going to use for the constructor name, and it will not return any data. So constructor is look like a method, but it will not return a value. So these are the points. So point is constructor will initialize the value. It is going to create once object is created, the constructor method automatically called. Constructor names will be the same name of the class name, and constructor will not return a value. For example, if class name is an account mean, this can be a constructor. Public account is a constructor which is passing an argument here as like a method, but it will not return any value. So once value we are receiving a argument value here, that can be used within the code block, and it is also assigned a value to the class level variable. What is the syntax for the constructor? How do we create a constructor? So if a class, for example, come up with the modifier class name, this we know already, and class is begin here and it is entered here. And within the class, how a constructor going to be created? So we will have a modifier, and we will have follow with the class name. So the same name of the class we are going to have for a constructor name, and we will have an argument as like a method, and we will have a code block here as within a curly brace. The code block will initialize the value. So modifiers, yes, it's going to have a access specifier for the constructor, and class name is an identifier for the constructor with the same method name, the same class name. We are going to have a constructor name, an argument that are going to have going to take a parameters, and code block which is going to perform the job, that is going to initialize the values. So how do we going to call constructor? We are going to create an object for a class. Okay, so constructor is a special method, is going to construct an object which is going to initialize the field values. Once object is created, constructor is automatically called. So object is constructed once it is called. So this is going to be occur when your execution is started. Okay, once program is started, once object is created, then memory is automatically created for the constructor, and it is going to initialize the value. And constructor is not going to call again. Okay, object creation time only. For example, we have prisoner class here, we have an object P01, and new we are creating an object for the class. This is a constructor here. Okay, it is no argument. This is default constructor, no argument constructor. It's look like a method. We can also, if there is an argument here, we are also going to pass here. Once object is created, constructor is automatically called whatever that is given here, and it is going to initialize the value. So default constructor means there is no argument or parameter given here. That is called a zero argument constructor, or we can also say default constructor, that is no argument. So this is by default every class is having. So default constructor is required by default for all the classes, because when you are going to create an object for any class, so by default constructor is called, that is the meaning. So it is never explicitly written in any class. Okay, so by default every classes have a default constructor. So writing a constructor method, so how we are going to write? You know that constructor will be begin with modifier and followed with class name, and it will have a code block. So this is a way that we are writing. So class name is the constructor name. So the constructor have no return type. You can observe that there is no return type here, and the name of the constructor is the same name of the class name. When you are going to create an object for any constructor, it should be based on the constructor that is created. For example, here we have name, that means the string value. Here we have double value. Here we have integer value. So the same similar constructor is expected for this class. So it would have been already written. Based on that only we are creating object, and we are passing the value here, or arguments here. This keyword. Okay, this is a keyword that refers to a current object. So any class variable that you declare can be accessible through this keyword, or this operator, we can say. So it can be used to access through the dot operator, this dot, we can say. So this dot, whatever the field name that we are having. So field name or member variable we are having, that is one accessible. Another, through this we can also able to call the method. So any method you return when through this we can use to call the method also. For example, we have here public string name. Name is a class level variable or a member variable. So if you are going to call this name variable inside the set name, so we are saying set this dot name equal to whatever the argument variable we are passing in this method, that variable name we are assigning to the class. So this operator will be used to assign whatever the value that we are getting here in the argument. So this refers to current object. Our current object is the current class object name. We can call the method as well as the variable through this keyword. Coming to the modifier, we have public, private and protected modifiers. Public is widespread one, and it can be accessible in any class or any other packages even. So this is having more or widest scope of all our other modifiers. So it can be accessible from anywhere in the program. Any other packages even can be able to call. There is no restriction for this public data member, the public member variable. So when you are going to declare a variable, we can use public, or we can use public class, public variable, public methods. All these aspects we can use public modifier. So meaning what, it can be accessible in any other programs or any other classes. Private in a sense, it is accessible within a class. So member can be declared as any variable, or member variable can be declared as a private. That means it can be accessible within a class. So within a class only it is possible to, only within a class can be able to access. And any other classes packages trying to access that variable or member variable, it is not possible. It is not allowed to access private variable in the outside the class. Protected access specifier. Protected means it can be accessible within the inheritance relationship. Of course, we are going to discuss in the next chapters. A method will be accessible within a package or in the subclasses of different packages. So this is actually used in the inheritance level. So now we can compare the access specifiers, especially public is visible to any classes. So it is having more scope. Okay, it is accessible to any other packages, any other classes. So if there is no access specifier given, there is a public keyword is a by default. No keyword is given, mean it is actually a public one. If you specify private, then it is more secure, okay, compared to the previous one. If you say private, that is more secure, and all the fields only accessible within the class. So this is the comparison actually we have here for private, protected, and sometimes we are not given any modifier. That is how it is going to be reflect and private. So public, private, protected, and no modifier given, how it is going to be accessed. So in the class level, how it is accessed, all these things are, all the public, private, no modifier and private can be accessible within the class. And in package level, in subclass level, in world level in a sense, anywhere in the project. So public will be accessible everywhere in the class, package, subclasses, and any other packages within the project can be accessible, or any other project can be accessible. So we can say as world. So that is public access. Protected can be accessible within a subclass level only. Up to class level can be accessible, package level is possible, and the subclass is allowed to access. That means in inheritance level. And in the other world, other project level, it is not allowed to access. No modifier can be accessible within a class or within a package level is possible. So for package level, it is allowed from one package to another package is possible to allow, but not in the subclass, and also not outside the wall. If you are declaring private, it can be accessible within the class only, not outside the other packages, even subclasses as well as outside. Only within a class it is possible to access. So these are all the access modifiers. Now the important thing is, if you are going to have private variable, how are we going to access it? So for some variables are declared in the class as a private, then how variable can be accessed? So it can be accessed through the getter method and setter method. So getter is nothing but it is an accessor. You can say other word as an accessor, able to get the value. All the getter methods are public. So all the methods will be getting the value for any private variable that is declared in the method in the class. So getter method will not have any argument because it is going to return the value. So you have return type of the data type, whichever that you want to use for a variable to get the value. So private variable are declared with some types. Based on that, the return type will be there. So we have here get name. So what would be there? There might be a variable for a private variable name. So for that, this getter name get method is returning a value. So for every getter method, for every private variable, if you want to get the value, we can able to get through the getter method. In same way, if you are going to set the value, we have setter method. So we can use to call this setter method as a mutator. So mutator is another word for setter. It is also a public method, and it will have an argument. It will accept the argument which set the value for the private variable in the class. So all the setter method will not return a value, means it is going to have a void method. Now we can see here there is a set name, so which sets the value for a name. So name could be the private variable which sets a value. So for the variable we are setting this dot name might be the class level variable, private variable. For that we are assigning the value whichever that is passed in the argument. So in such a way we can pass the value from the setter or the mutator. So getter setter method is most important method which can sets a value. Setter method sets a value for the private variable in the class, and getter method is accessor that is able to get the value from the private variable in the class. So this is all about the object oriented concept we discussed in this video, and I will prepare separate video for the demonstration purpose. Thank you very much for watching this video.